Hey guys, so for today's video I'm going to be talking about how to make your notes effective and kind of like how to just lay them out and to make them worthwhile, because often we make notes and then we try and learn from them but it doesn't really work out. So these are my top tips for making them effective and to be able to revise from them rather than just reading them through and hoping for the best. This is honestly just going to be a really chilled out video, as obviously it is revision week right now and I've been filming non-stop for it. So I thought today I would just do something really chilled out, just talk you through how to make notes effective and how to use them really, because a lot of time, like, I make loads of notes at school and I never look at them half the time. I just remake them. So this time I'm trying to use them again and obviously make new ones. So yeah, I thought I'd just talk you through everything about notes. So my first top tip is to make them colourful. I think when they're colourful or colour coded, however you want to do it, this is just going to stand out and your brain's going to be like, wow, and hopefully you're going to be able to remember it more. So for me, I like to highlight keywords in like a yellow. Anything important I always do in yellow. Then something like numbers or percentages I do in probably like a pink, and then something like a green or a blue will just be something else that's super important, whether that's a really key word for the topic, whether that is just something else related, whether that's me making a mental note to say refer to this page or this topic. Just really use colours. And yeah, I often colour code. I think in my geography book what I do is I do pink for keywords, then I do yellow for just important facts, and then I do like green for numbers. So that's how I've done it for geography, but obviously for other subjects it varies. But yeah, make it colourful, make it stand out, use colour pens, highlighters, whatever you've got available, and yeah, just make them really, really bold, because this way you're going to be able to engage more and you're actually going to want to read it. A lot of people always ask, how do you make your notes pretty? Like, you go on YouTube and you search up study videos and all these notes just look the same and they all just look so pretty and neat, and realistically my notes aren't like that, as you will have seen from this week's videos. So I would say if you want to make them pretty, you're just going to have to really take the time. I would say probably a black pen looks neater than a blue pen. I also would say you probably have to use all this fancy stationery like emoji pens and stuff. But really, it's not about them being pretty, it's about them being effective and actually useful. And people who take so much time to make notes, if they're just making those notes to make them look pretty, the chances are no information's actually going in. So I would rather spend the time making notes, making them readable obviously, but not fussing about which colour to use here and make sure I've got every single diagram like drawn to perfection. I'd rather make them and make them good enough so I can actually learn something from them. It has been proven that you are twice likely to learn something if it's in a blue pen, and that is why I've always written in blue pen. I am writing in black pen from September, which is going to be super strange just because I think I really need to get used to writing in a black pen. But notes wise, I always try to switch it up, so I have some things in blue, some things in black, some things in obviously another colour. But yeah, just find colours that work best for you and try a blue pen once in a while. You'll thank me later. So if you're making notes for a revision, the key thing you need to know is where to get your information and what to actually write down. So there's loads of websites out there. BBC Bite Size is a really good one, I would say, if you want information for any subject. So what I would do is just go onto BBC Bite Size, find whatever you're looking for, and then just take the key information or what you wanted. So if you were going to look up enzymes, just write the key things about enzymes from BBC Bite Size. For me, I prefer to use something like a revision guide just because it is simplified, it's what you need, and obviously you don't need to write out the whole page. So I just like to read through the whole page first, look for the most important bits, and then I write it in my own words. And obviously I can't remember the whole page from looking at it once, so I do just keep the page open and I just write out what is actually important. And the chances are there's loads of stuff on there which you don't actually need to know, but it's just there because it helps you understand things better. Write down things you think you are definitely going to forget and you need to actually remember. So open up your book, look at what's there, read it through, and then go, okay, I need this because this is a key term, I need this because this is a number, I need this because this is actually a process, and then just write that down. Personally, I'm not a big fan of looking at my school books for when I make notes, because my notes at school, I wouldn't say are a mess, but they are just like all over the place. It's not really chronological. just because it depends on how we do lessons. And also, like, when you're in a lesson, you're frantically writing things down, it's probably not all correct, etc. So I just prefer to go to a revision guide and have a look from there. So in terms of revising from notes, I would say what you need to do is just constantly read them, constantly rewrite them. So read it through and then like hide it, and then on another piece of paper write down as much as you can remember, and this will just show how much you're actually remembering. Get someone to ask you questions where, you know, in your notes there is the answer, or do past paper questions, and the first time round have your notes out in front of you, and then the second time round don't have your notes, and see what you've actually learned. So constantly just test yourself from your notes, really. I think that's the best way to do it. In terms of storing your notes, obviously it depends on where you write them. I love writing on paper that you can like rip out. I love the like lined paper with hole punches in them, because then I can just chuck it all in my binder. If you're someone who prefers notebooks, write it in a notebook, etc. Just find somewhere best, and then storage wise, just store it wherever works best. So if it's just keeping it in that notebook, put it in there. Maybe if you've got notebooks for specific subjects, have different folders for those subjects, so you can put the notebook in there, any pieces of paper. I'm a big fan of ring binders and lever arch files, so I just use those to store everything in there. And yeah, that's how I kind of just store notes. Make sure you don't lose them, because they would have taken you time and a lot of effort to do. So yeah, keep them somewhere safe. If you want to see how I use then from my notes to make mind maps or flashcards, go and check out the previous 2 videos on this channel, and hopefully they will help you out. So like I said, today's video was just really chilled, a little bit of a chit chat really, and it's just a couple of top tips I would say if you want to make notes. For me personally, I will make notes and then also make a mind map or flashcards, because I'm not a big fan of just writing out notes and that's it. Like, I feel like you need to have something a bit more active and something a bit more creative to learn from. I don't really think just writing blocks and blocks of paragraphs is probably the most effective way. But if that works for you, go for it. That just doesn't work for me. I'm such a visual learner. I need to have a mind map so I can see it all laid out in front of me. And yeah, you would have seen my mind map video. I'm going to say this now, it's not my best handwriting, because it is so awkward trying to film that video, because I wanted you to be able to see like what I was doing, what I was writing, but honestly it's so difficult. If I was left-handed it would have been really easy, but I'm right-handed, so that's why I did show you some examples. If you want to see examples of mind maps or flashcards for any subjects, just tweet me or Instagram DM me and I'll just send you a couple of examples. But yeah, those were Tuesday and Wednesday's videos, so go check those out if you want to see other ways of revising. I hope you did enjoy this video anyway, and that it was some help to you. If you did, give it a thumbs up so I know. Go subscribe down below if you're new here. Look out for the rest of the videos coming this week. We've got a study with me, best apps, and a haul, even better. So yeah, subscribe so you're updated. Turn the notification bell on so you're notified when I upload, and I will see you all in tomorrow's video. Bye!